Alright, what is up, my Longinese and Longin nephews? Today this is going to be another review by, you know who. He never wants you to speak to him, but, this is a review for a Beyblade I do not have. So, this is for the Hazard Kerbeus from the triple booster set. And there's like quite a few reasons why I passed on this, mostly because the triple booster set has parts that, I mean, it's good if you don't already have any of these parts, but the things it comes with are not super good on their own. It's nice if you don't have if you're missing a bunch of drivers, or yeah, if you're missing a bunch of drivers, but aside from that, it's not a super mandatory purchase, I don't think. But either way, Hazard Kerbeus, the layer, it's alright for defense. It's a little worse than, like, well, it's in that same weird, I guess, category as Vice Leopard and Orb Aegis, in the sense that, like, it's passable defensively and stamina-wise. It's just that it wasn't better than Archer Hercules, which was the current best at the time, so because of that, it kind of just got, like, swept under the rug. It might have some use that we don't know about. There are a few Hazard Kerbeus. No one's really sure what causes this variation, but there's a few of them that are just super tight. And when you assemble them, Kevo actually has one of them. There have been a few videos by Japanese channels that show, like, oh yeah, my Hazard Kerbeus is super tight, it never bursts, it's really hard to assemble, when you put it together it feels like you're putting on, like, a Hasbro slope, you can't even hear the teeth clicking. And that makes it, like, okay for just a pure KO defense combo. Like, I said this earlier, Kevo actually made a whole video about this. He put Hazard Kerbeus on Bite, and no attack combo could defeat it that he threw at it. Unfortunately, just with all the life after death, and opposite spin, and just normal stamina going around, KO defense just really isn't that useful. And if you don't have the good version of Hazard Kerbeus, then it's just the two snouts on either end. I think that's what they are. They might be like tails or spikes on the collar, but I think they're supposed to be snouts. They just cause too much recoil, and its shape just isn't very good for stamina. The design isn't. So it's just overall not a very good layer compared to other CHO layers. I wouldn't ever use this over Archer Hercules or Perfect Phoenix, or even Vice Leopard or Orb Aegis. So, yeah, just kind of an outclassed layer in general. 7, the one from Hazard Kerbeus, is actually green painted, so that might come in handy if you're using, like, a revolve combo, or something else that would need the smooth underside for life after death. But 7 is 7. It's still, like, it's still a good disc. It's just, it was the best, and it was, like, arguably the best, and now it's, like, good, but it shares the spotlight with so many other discs that have been released since then, like 0, 00, 10, Sting. Outer is also up there. For attack, you have things like Zenith and Blitz. I think I'm forgetting one, but those are the pretty mainstream discs. 7 has become, like, the third disc you use in a deck when you have, like, 0 wall on something else, and then, like, Outer Extend Plus, and 7 is just the third thing now. But I still think it's a good disc. I still think it has just more raw stamina than 0. 00, if you have a good one, it's worse than that, but 00 is also, like, widely prone to variation, so if you don't have a good one of that, 7's probably better than that too. I found 10 to have more stamina than 7, but also burst easier, so that's a trade-off there. It's still like a very usable disc, even if it's not absolutely the best anymore. I've been liking Sting a lot though, so Sting might replace 7 for me on some combos. But overall, still a solid disc. It's a shame it doesn't come with a frame on this Beyblade though. There's only one frame in the whole set, and like, yeah, it's Dagger, which is okay, but not really a selling point for the set. And then the driver is Atomic. I believe this was like the first trial run that Takara did of the new version of Atomic that comes with Dead Phoenix. There's the mold 1 Atomic. Because I believe this is an actual mold, where the ball is bigger, which started with Tornado Wyvern, and I think ends with this set. Unless that one Woolborg from the Air Knight random booster also has it, which would be weird. But this Atomic has a smaller ball, and the reason I say this is a trial run is because a lot of people reported having defects with this specific Atomic, where it would just like fall out of the driver. It also kind of looks like this, even though this isn't it. This is the one from, I want to say, the Exceed Evil Eye from Random Booster 6, but it's this same kind of green color, I think. But yeah, that ball has a tendency to fall out, and I think they've like, that might be mold 2 and then Dead Phoenix might be mold 3. And like, I made a video about this earlier, but I want to say this is an actual mold difference, because the ball appears to be noticeably smaller, and I think they've like corrected that a little for Dead Phoenix, because no one's ever mentioned the Dead Phoenix ball falling out. But whether the new Atomic is better than the old one is still kind of up for debate. Some say it's like more free spinning, but others say that doesn't necessarily make it better for stamina or life after death. So whether this Atomic is better than the old one is not sure. And then I also didn't want to like risk getting a defective Atomic either, which is why I don't have it. The other two Beyblades in the set are Woolborg, which is good in Classic. It also comes with Bearing, which is good if you didn't buy the God customized set. And then Z Achilles 3 Dagger Destroy, which is just kind of, aside from, well, Destroy Dash came out shortly afterwards, so all those parts are all just kind of meh to okay. I think the real selling point of the set, if anything, is the Woolborg. So if you can, pick that up separately, because Woolborg's good for Classic, 8's an okay disc, and then Bearing is Bearing. I think that'll continue to be useful, even if it serves as like a weaker Extend Plus in deck format. But overall, I would say Hazard Kerbeus in itself is not worth a purchase. Atomic has been released on so many things, even if like it didn't actually come in a guaranteed, easily obtainable booster until Dead Phoenix. But there's been so many releases of it that you're bound to have one by this point. 7 is okay, it's just been released a bunch of times too. Same with 0. I think I have like 7 7s and 6 zeros at this point, so yeah. I would not say Hazard Kerbeus in and of itself is worth a purchase. So up next is Geist Fafnir. I'm kind of glad we got through this kind of the boring middle section of CHO Z is kind of what I like to call it, because it had a lot of Beyblades that either had not very good parts or that I just didn't personally like. But thankfully Geist Fafnir kind of marks the end of that, so it'll be nice to have reviews that I'm actually interested in doing again. So I'll see you guys then.